imagine a sculptor? Does she invite a crowd into her studio to watch her chip away at the marble, covered in dust, making 1,000 mistakes? Or does she work alone, in the quiet, and only reveal the masterpiece when it is complete? The greatest works of art, the most profound achievements, are not born in the spotlight, but in the shadows. In a world where every move is documented and broadcast, keeping your work private gives you a powerful, almost unfair advantage: the element of surprise. When you operate without an audience, you are free from the weight of external expectations and the silent judgments of others. This isn't about being secretive for the sake of it. It's a strategic choice to protect your vision and your process. Think of it like a magician preparing a new trick. They don't reveal how the illusion works or show the audience all the fumbled attempts during practice. They perfect it in private, and the grand reveal is what captivates and astonishes. When you work in silence, you gain the freedom to experiment, to fail, and to iterate without having to explain yourself. You can make messy mistakes, pivot entirely, and scrap weeks of work without facing criticism or having to defend your decisions. The process of creation is often chaotic, and publicizing it prematurely can expose its vulnerabilities. It's like showing someone a blueprint covered in erased lines and hasty notes. They'll focus on the imperfections rather than the potential. The moment you announce your intentions, you invite others to form an opinion, and that opinion, whether good or bad, can subconsciously influence your choices and dilute your original vision. Furthermore, people are far more likely to support a success story than an unfolding process. When you finally present a finished, polished product, its success speaks for itself. It commands respect and attention in a way that constant updates never could. The narrative shifts from "look at me trying" to "look at what I've accomplished." This dramatic reveal builds a powerful momentum, creating a buzz and a sense of awe that is impossible to generate through constant public updates. By keeping your work under wraps, you are not only protecting your intellectual and creative energy, but also strategically building anticipation. This quiet confidence, this silent belief in your own ability to execute without needing a constant stream of validation, is a force that can turn a good idea into an unforgettable one. You are allowing your actions to speak louder than any words ever could. The essence of this principle is to focus on outcomes, not methods. In a culture obsessed with process and progress, there is immense power in allowing your results to speak for themselves. The temptation to explain every step of a project, the long nights, the struggles, the small victories is strong. But in doing so, you risk diminishing the final impact. When you continually update people on your methods, you are asking them to judge a work in progress. They see the mess, the detours, and the unpolished edges, which can inevitably lead to their perceptions being clouded by the journey rather than the destination. True value lies in the finished product. A great building is not admired for the sweat of its construction workers or the arguments between architects, but for its beauty and functionality. A brilliant painting isn't praised for the 100 times the artist repainted a single brushstroke. It is revered for the final image. When you let your outcomes be the sole measure of your work, you present a narrative of competence and mastery. You demonstrate that you are someone who delivers, not just someone who tries. This not only builds your reputation, but also elevates the perception of your work. The accomplishment stands on its own, a testament to your quiet dedication and skill. It forces people to engage with the completed work, to appreciate it for what it is, rather than to get lost in the minutia of how it came to be. By focusing on outcomes, you shift the conversation from your effort to your impact. People may forget the details of your explanation, but they will remember the feeling of encountering your completed work. This approach bypasses the noise and goes straight to the heart of what matters, what you bring into the world. It's a form of confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. It simply lets the finished product prove its own worth, turning every accomplishment into a powerful statement. In today's fast-paced and hyper-connected world, ideas are currency, and a single brilliant concept can be worth a fortune. This is why the protection of intellectual property is a critical reason to keep your work private. Prematurely revealing your endeavors is like showing a thief the combination to your safe before you've had a chance to secure the contents. The moment you make your idea public, you open the door for it to be copied, diluted, or outright stolen. In a competitive landscape, others are always watching, and they don't always need to steal an idea wholesale. They can take a piece of it, a core concept, and re-engineer it in a way that beats you to the market or undermines your unique value proposition. By maintaining silence, you create a necessary shield around your work. You give your ideas the time they need to mature, to be refined, and to be fortified against imitation. This period of quiet development is your chance to build a strong foundation, secure patents, establish unique branding, or simply create a product or service that is so polished and complete that it would be incredibly difficult for anyone to replicate quickly. You are not just building a product, you are building a moat around it. This strategic silence ensures that when you finally launch, you do so from a position of strength with a unique offering that is fully formed and ready to make an impact. Moreover, the power of a protected idea lies in its exclusivity. Once an idea is public, its value begins to erode. Others can claim they have the same idea, or they can simply iterate on your concept and present it as their own. Keeping your plans private allows you to be the sole owner and steward of your vision from its conception to its final execution. You control the narrative, the timing, and the delivery. It ensures that when the world finally sees what you've been working on, there is no ambiguity about who the creator is and what the original intent was. This control over your intellectual property is not about being paranoid, it's about being pragmatic. It's about giving your brilliant ideas the best possible chance to succeed without the threat of being compromised before they've had a chance to fully develop. By operating in silence, you're essentially avoiding negative energy. The moment you share a new project or an ambitious goal, you open yourself up to a flood of unsolicited opinions, criticism, and doubt. People, even those with the best intentions, often project their own fears and limitations onto your dreams. They might say, "That sounds really difficult," or "Are you sure you can make a living doing that?" This kind of negativity, no matter how small, acts like a slow leak in your enthusiasm. It erodes your confidence and can plant seeds of doubt in your own mind, making it harder to stay motivated when the inevitable challenges arise. The creative process is fragile, and it needs a protected, positive environment to thrive. Maintaining silence shields you from this constant barrage of skepticism. It allows you to build momentum in a positive, self-contained bubble where your primary source of motivation is your own belief and passion. You don't have to waste energy defending your ideas or convincing others of their potential. Instead, all your focus can be directed toward the actual work. This quiet period is a time for you to build a deep, internal well of confidence that is not dependent on external validation. You learn to trust your own judgment and to draw strength from your progress, not from the applause of others. The energy you save by not having to deal with naysayers can be reinvested directly into your project. Think of the mental and emotional toll of constantly having to justify your vision. By working privately, you reclaim that energy and funnel it into problem solving, creativity, and execution. You become your own most important cheerleader and critic. When you finally reveal your finished work, it will have been built on a foundation of pure, unadulterated passion and hard work, not on a need for approval. The strength of your project will be a direct reflection of the quiet, unwavering resolve you cultivated in the absence of outside noise. This approach allows you to present a finished product that is not only robust, but also a powerful testament to your self-reliance and focus. The concept of the big reveal is a powerful psychological tool that leverages human curiosity and the love of a good story. When you finally present your completed work, the impact is magnified precisely because no one saw it coming. We live in a culture of constant updates and behind-the-scenes content, where the final product often feels like the predictable conclusion to a long public journey. By subverting this expectation, you create a sense of awe and genuine surprise that a constant stream of updates could never achieve. The silence leading up to the reveal acts as a blank canvas, allowing the finished product to stand on its own merits, completely free of the preconceived notions that might have formed from seeing its messy development. This dramatic unveiling isn't just about spectacle, it's a profound demonstration of your competence and dedication. It shows the world that you are not just someone with an idea, but someone with the discipline and focus to see that idea through to completion entirely on your own terms. It speaks to a deep, quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout for attention. The reveal communicates that you were so certain in your vision and so dedicated to the execution that you didn't need external validation along the way. This kind of powerful statement builds a reputation of reliability and mastery. Furthermore, the big reveal allows you to control the narrative completely. You get to present your work in its most polished and compelling form, framed exactly as you want it to be. There's no room for others to misinterpret your progress or offer unsolicited advice that might lead you astray. You're not asking for permission or feedback. You're presenting a fully realized creation. This final presentation leaves a lasting impression that is far more impactful and memorable than a series of gradual public steps. It transforms a simple project into an event, turning your hard work into an unforgettable moment of accomplishment. The final and perhaps most profound reason for working in silence is to cultivate the strength of quiet confidence. True confidence doesn't need to be loud or seek external validation. It's an internal certainty in your ability to execute, a quiet belief that your vision is worth pursuing and that you have the skills to make it a reality. In a world that often measures success by public praise, likes, and a constant stream of positive feedback, this internal strength is a rare and invaluable asset. When you work in private, you are forced to become your own source of motivation and encouragement. There is no one to applaud your small victories or to commiserate with your setbacks. This solitary journey hones a deep, resilient confidence that is not easily shaken by criticism or a lack of attention. This quiet confidence is built on a foundation of tangible progress, not on the fleeting approval of others. Each task you complete, each problem you solve, and each small milestone you reach in private solidifies your self-trust. You learn to rely on your own judgment and to trust the process even when it's difficult and unclear. This is a form of self-mastery that cannot be bought or taught. It must be earned through the lonely act of creation. By the time you finally present your work to the world, your confidence is no longer a fragile emotion dependent on their reaction. It is a solid, unshakable truth born from the undeniable fact that you did the work. This inner strength also provides a crucial shield against imposter syndrome and self-doubt. When you've spent months or years proving to yourself that you are capable, the voices of uncertainty from others or from within lose their power. Without a doubt, what you are capable of because you have already proven it to the only person who truly matters, yourself. This quiet self-assurance is what allows you to withstand the inevitable challenges and criticisms that come with success. It ensures that your work is a pure reflection of your vision, uncorrupted by the need for external approval. The true power lies not in being seen, but in the certainty that you know what you are doing, even when no one else does. Ultimately, the philosophy of never tell people what you do is not a call for secrecy, but a strategic guide to building something of true value. It is a powerful rejection of a world that demands constant performance and a public process. By choosing to work in silence, you gain the element of surprise, which magnifies the impact of your work. You are free to focus on outcomes, not methods, allowing your final results to speak for your competence. This private process is the most effective way to protect your intellectual property, giving your ideas the time and space to mature without the threat of being copied. Most importantly, working in private allows you to avoid negative energy and the corrosive influence of doubt, while also cultivating the strength of quiet confidence that comes from proving your capabilities to yourself. The final big reveal becomes a powerful event demonstrating your dedication and focus in a way that no amount of public commentary ever could. In a world of noise, silence is your most potent tool. It is the canvas on which you paint your masterpiece, and when you are ready, you can present a finished work that is so compelling, so undeniable, that it silences all critics.